Thanks so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring my November favorites. Sometimes it does take a moment, but I do test out my skincare that's sent to me. So I'm trying out the Décolleté right now, the whole series, and right now I have the Acute Emulsion on. It has a really nice hydrating yet lightweight texture to it. It's really lovely. And I've been trying out this Fenty Skin. This is a Niacinamide dark spot serum, and I actually see some results. It's quite evident, and I think one of the claims is a more immediate result. And I don't know if you're noticing what I'm noticing, but my dark spots are almost taken care of. Yeah, I don't even think of them as dark spots anymore. They're just a little bit of discoloration. I do not love this though. So I appreciate Fenty's innovation around packaging, but this, I don't know what happened here. It's kind of like it's too complicated. It didn't need to be this complicated for this. It has a pump system here, but you need to turn it upside down unless mine is defective somehow. But I feel like the packaging was a little too much here, and I'm just taking it out like this now. The only thing I'm noticing though is that it tends to get a little bit drier. So it's drying my skin out a little bit for the results of later spots, but I thought I'd update you in case you picked it up as well. So I'll see how I can work that in maybe more or less frequently, but I like the results. Let's go in without primer today because this actually does really well without primer, and surprising it ended up in a favorites considering how the first round went with the lighter shade. Now this is shade 50 and it does have an olive undertone. So I kind of have to go easy on this because otherwise it's too olivey for me. But you can see right there, it doesn't have the same like peachiness that I typically like, but does seem to adapt also. I just have to be really careful. And I did take this with me on my trip and I used it every day. Now I was trying to describe the best way. I think I mentioned it in the video. So the most accurate way for me to describe this texture, and it might not sound good, but it's what I keep thinking of. It's like when you see an apple in the grocery store and it has a wax, like a wax coating on it to make it look perfected. That is the description that keeps coming to mind with this product. So if you can see here, it does have like a beautiful, waxy is probably not what they're going for, but that is what I see here. It's a perfected texture on the skin as well. And I like the feeling. It is like a waxy feeling, but in a good way. So if you have this, let me know if you can think of a better way to describe this, but I really like it. I feel like it dries down nicely, but it's not dry. And I think that's why I keep thinking waxy, because it's dried down, but has a smoothness to it. Like if you feel a candle, it's dry, but it's smooth at the same time. Definitely a surprise favorite because I never thought I would favorite this product right here, but I've been using it every day. It's also convenient in that it's in a tube because other things that are in a jar are very messy to travel with especially, but it's a great everyday, and it's titanium dioxide 12.4%. Holy Grail concealer. But I also wanted to show you against this other one I mentioned as something that's really easy to travel with and approximates this Chanel. It's the Haus Labs. Going with the Chanel first. And you can see how pink this is. It's not a pink undertone, but compared to this, it gives you an idea of how much of an olive undertone that Hermes in 50 has. Let's go in. I thought I'd show you side by side. This is the Haus Labs in 22 Light Medium Peach. And this is the one I traveled with. Oh, they are very close. Now the Haus Labs looks just slightly pinker. So this is Haus Labs and this is 40 by Chanel. Clé de Peau concealer in honey for the discoloration here in the front. Also, this base product by Hermes doesn't require a brush. It really goes on nice and smoothly just with clean hands. I've been enjoying the new Chanel powder I picked up, but it's not yet a favorite because it's a little bit newer. But let's go ahead and do a little side by side and we can just kind of see how this looks against Chantecaille's Perfect Blur Powder. Let's go in with the Chanel. Okay, we're a bit more smoothing still on the Chantecaille side, but I'll have to use this just to get used to it and see what else it can do. Jones Road Beauty Brows. Wow, my base is going really fast here. That's the power of great skincare. Less time getting ready. I love that. Okay, and then somehow I've forgotten about this eyebrow pencil, and then I took it out again. I remembered why I loved it so much. It's the Victoria Beckham Baby Blade, and this is in dark brown. This particular brow pencil allows for a bit more finesse. You can make this lighter or more intense based on the pressure you apply versus some other brow products that are a little bit waxier and then you just have to apply more pressure. You can apply less pressure here to get a lighter brow appearance, especially in the front. That's where sometimes I can go a bit awry by applying too much brow product, and then it's quite severe looking. Hi. How's it going?
Filming?
Yeah. Oh yay! What is that?
I like it so much.
Oh yay! Thank you. Oh my goodness. So my husband, yesterday we went out and got coffees, and I was trying to be good.
It's because I love you, latte.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to be good and I decided to just get a regular latte with some oat milk. But our local coffee place makes an ube latte, and this one, let me show you. If you don't know what ube is, it's a purple, I don't know if ube is categorized as a tuber or not, but it's like a root. So I thought it was going to be too sweet, but he got an ube latte and I got a regular latte, and then I was sad. Because I thought I should get the ube latte because it's not super sweet. Yay! I have an ube latte. Thank you! That was nice. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. Oh, the brow products. Okay, let's go in with a bit of the Chantecaille primer. Medium. Just a little goes a long way. And then let's go in with one of my most fun palettes, Hermes palette. Let's take here this shade. I've been loving this one all by itself. I've got a BK Beauty 201. Just have the slightest bit of glow. Just nothing sparkly though. It's not completely flat matte. And I think that's one of the differences I noticed between these next generation palettes and your traditional palette. Yeah, there's more just of a skin flattering kind of effect with these newer shadows. And this is the one I traveled with as well. Then let's go in and add this. I had a question about this. Someone was asking about how do I apply this without fallout. So I use my clean hands typically with anything that's got a little bit more of a loose, it's not even that loose, so it's creamy, but if it has potential for fallout, I'll do that, and then I can remove the excess by doing that and then putting it on the lid just like this. I haven't actually tried this with a brush because that's not typically how I apply this kind of a product. There is it's not sticky, but it sticks really well. I'm gonna go ahead and add this as an eyeliner. Let's do a little bit of blue. This deepest blue here, right in the outer corner. I have a refer number 14. Yeah, this is not so different compared to how I applied it the first time. On the daily though, what I do is I take the blue and I just use it as an eyeliner. So I don't typically place that blue in the outer corner for every day. I'm just taking a little bit more of that first brown shade and then blending those two together in the crease. If you saw my unboxing of some of my Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals, I picked up this new mic and it's on the camera right now. You'll have to let me know what the quality's like. This is the first time I'm filming with it, but it doesn't require a battery, which is amazing because the one I had previous to that required a 9-volt battery, and it's just one other expense and one additional piece of waste to contribute to the waste. So I like that there's no battery involved. So you'll have to let me know if you like it. Going in with a navy shade as an eyeliner, got a Chantecaille eyeliner brush. And then let's go in with that cobalt blue close to the lash line as well. I'm going to go in with Faux Longest Lash Mascara and then we'll finish up. Okay, I went in and just adjusted my brows a little bit more. I tend to do that after I do my eyeshadow and mascara. I'll go in and just perfect the brow area a little bit more. We're going to go out for the day. It's almost 11 a.m. and we'll wear this eye look and see how long it lasts, because the question was, does this eyeshadow last? So we're gonna give it a good test. And I added a little bit more of that brown shade right in the crease as well, just to balance it out. We're gonna go with Clé de Peau here on the corners. We're gonna go to lunch today. We're getting ready for a party. Yeah, it's a rare thing that we host people at our house, but we are having a party. But that's one of the things we're getting ready for. Okay, let's go in with Trench underneath. It was actually quite easy to get ready for this video because we had recently traveled. Actually, we just got back. And I just took everything out, plus a few more things that I traveled with. I've definitely been loving this bronzer. Sonia G's Niji Pro. Okay, now one of my most fun products that I've been loving. So the difference between a favorites and a holy grail are that favorites are potential replacements for holy grails. So as you know, holy grails take some time for me to test out. I want to make sure that they are consistent performance over time. I want to make sure that they really can beat out a holy grail. So if my favorites aren't holy grails, they are contenders for that holy grail position. It will just take time really to show me if it's going to be holy grail. And this is one of the products that has the potential to unseat a holy grail. So this is the Patrick Ta blush that I've been loving so much. I am looking for something that's not as intense. So I appreciate the intensity. I actually flew with this on and I had put on way too much in the morning. And by the time we got to my parents' house, it was still way too much. Definitely has staying power. So I've just got to go light-handedly with this. This is in She's That Girl. And I know some of you also have tried this technique with other blushes that you love and cream blushes that you love. It's a technique that can be generalized with other brands. You just kind of have to experiment, but see, that's too much. But you just have to experiment to find out what does work and what doesn't work because it brings back a really lovely skin-like quality. I'm trying to go really light-handedly here. Let's go in with this cream right here. So powder first and then cream. It's so clever, this technique, and it makes a lot of sense. So this one is not necessarily a favorite, but I was really impressed with it when I opened it up, and I took this with me to travel. It's by Flight 70, a new brand to me, and it's a Glow Back Lucent Light. It's a cream to powder highlighter. So I thought I'd show this to you if you missed the vlog, because I know many of you like a very subtle highlighter like I do. So because this goes on as a cream but dries as a powder, it's very subtle, very subtle. Just make sure not to add too much, but it does dry down, so it goes on as a cream but dries down. Let's go ahead and highlight the nose as well. And then let's go in with contour. And finally, the lip. Spark by Victoria Beckham. That's it for the final look. I just went ahead and ran the Dyson Air Wrap through my hair, just a little bit of that Orbe hairspray, and that is it. Really easy. Here we are 8 hours later. I actually haven't retouched anything, and hopefully I don't have kale in my teeth. I had kale for dinner, and let's just powder a little bit. Let's powder with this Chanel powder I tried on earlier. See how that works to bring down shine. I just scratched my nose here a little bit. Let's see, what did I do since I last saw you? I filmed a video, and actually that went up before. I was unboxing some things and doing some empties. And then we went out to dinner, and I also worked out. So a lot happened in between. It's been about 8 hours of wear. So let's take a look at this eyeshadow. I haven't looked closely at it myself, so let's see. So it doesn't look like it's faded. Now I do have just a little, and it tends to happen on this side, just the slightest amount of creasing right there. It's very slight, like I could just go like this and be fine. But to me, it hasn't faded. I mean, from what I can see here, I'll have to look at the playback to see if there was really a difference. Gives you a good chance to see this Hermes product as well. Where did it go? This one right here. Gives you a chance to see how this one did as well. So I think it looks really nice, especially since I haven't touched anything up. I did apply a new lip shade though. I just wanted to see what it looked like, but overall it looks pretty good. Yeah, and then you can also see the concealer, but no fading on the eyes like we were watching for, because I think that was the question, if it fades over time. But I also did apply that primer, so that might make a difference as well. But I hope that was helpful for you in case you wanted to see wearing this again. This is about 8 hours of wear. So let me know if this was helpful or not to you, or if you had other specific questions about the wear on the Hermes palettes. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.